Schools all over the world should be safe places to learn and play. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. This is the story of a school of almost 2,000 children and a teenager who would save their lives. Aitzaz Hasan was just an average student, but one who would become a national hero. Our story takes place in Hangu, Pakistan, in a village called Ibrahimzai, home to about 10,000 Shia Muslims. Hangu is a place near the northwestern mountains of Pakistan, so beautiful that it can only be described as a part of paradise, a place where you would think nothing evil could ever happen, but nothing could be farther from the truth. Hangu is located near Pakistan's tribal regions, an area known then for strong Taliban and al-Qaeda presence. It was also known for its violence against Shia Muslims. Year after year, Hangu experienced suicide bombings. Sometimes the Pakistani military had to get involved. Often many people lost their lives, including children. That year would be one that people all over the world would never forget. It began on Monday, January 6, 2014. It was a pretty normal Monday morning. Like all teens his age, 15-year-old Aitzaz Hasan was excited to catch up with his friends on the way to the high school near his home. But he was late that morning. Something that would prove to be fatal. It was a beautiful cold day. The air was crisp and fresh. Usually, Aitzaz and his friends would walk together to school, laughing and telling jokes. But that morning, Aitzaz had missed leaving at his regular time. He had to run to catch up with his friends, otherwise he would miss the morning assembly. As he neared the school, he saw them, his two best friends. They were waiting for him outside of the front doors of the school building. When Aitzaz caught up with them, they pointed something out as they huddled together, something odd, something that made them stop. A man standing nearby dressed a little differently. Wrapped in a shawl, he was wearing a vest. Not just any vest, a bulky vest, what looked suspiciously like a suicide vest. What could the boys do? They began to chat quietly. I am not going to let anything happen to my school or my friends, Aitzaz thought to himself. I am going to stop him, Aitzaz said out loud. His friends were horrified at the idea. How could a teenager confront a potential bomber? His friends pleaded with him to reconsider. It would be safer to just go inside, they thought. As the teens walked closer to the entrance of the school, the young man in the vest called out to them. He claimed he was there to be admitted as a high school student. He wanted to enroll that Monday. He wanted to walk inside with them. For a moment, the boys stopped. He looked a little odd to be a high school student. But should they take him inside? It was then the boys noticed the detonator. Their suspicions had been correct. This wasn't someone interested in enrolling. This was a suicide bomber. His target? The hundreds of students who had already arrived and were getting ready for their morning assembly. The boys pulled Aitzaz and begged him to run inside. No, he is going to kill everyone, Aitzaz replied. They did not wait for him. They ran, leaving him behind. Aitzaz made a different decision that morning. He decided to confront the bomber. He grabbed the man and pushed him away from the school. But the confrontation lasted only a few moments. Suddenly, there was a massive explosion. The suicide bomber had detonated his vest. And on Monday, January 6, 2014, Aitzaz Hasan, a 15-year-old Pakistani teenager, saved an entire school full of teachers and students from dying by making the ultimate sacrifice, his own life.
Story of Aitzaz Hasan मेरा दोस्त था और वो मेरे साथ ही बैठा था और वो निहायत ही अच्छा लड़का था और उसकी शहीद होने पर हम सब क्लास को बहुत अफसोस है.
A sacrifice that made him a national hero.
वो निहायत निडर था और बहुत खुलूस वाला लड़का था लेकिन इसके साथ-साथ हम क्लास उस पर बहुत फख्र करते हैं.
The country was in shock. So was the world.
चैनल हमने लगाया हुआ था तो उससे पता चल गया कि एतजाज़ हसन मतलब है शहीद.
How could a teenager make such a selfless decision? Aitzaz's teacher later told the news that he was a brave and bold young man. Aitzaz always did say he was ready to protect his country.
शहीद एतजाज़ ने पिछले दिनों खुदकश धमाके में जिस दलेरी और जुर्रत का मुजाहरा किया वाकई एक बहादुर इंसान थे.
Everyone all over the world demanded that Aitzaz be recognized for his heroic action. The Pakistani government awarded him the highest honor for bravery, and his name is remembered even today. By doing what he did, he saved the lives of hundreds and impacted the lives of many more. Almost 5 years later, a scholarship was established in his name, awarded to academically brilliant but poor students in his former high school. A school that has since been renamed to Aitzaz Hasan Shaheed High School after Aitzaz Hasan, a remarkable young man who was a hero.